Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Actually Authentic podcast with Candace.
And Awanda.
Hey, y'all. Look, I feel like we just been kind of, I ain't going to say neglectful. That's a strong word. But
Not neglectful.
not neglectful. I don't know the word. What's the other word that I want to use? I mean, we've been busy. Not that that's an excuse not to talk to y'all,
I mean,
but
it's summer. People are doing summer things,
that's
traveling,
true.
and we just have been very busy.
Busy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just
busy.
busy, but we are going to commit to getting back to being more consistent.
Absolutely. So we're really excited about today's topic because I feel like it's something that everybody can kind of relate to in some way, shape, or form. Whether you work a job, whether you are an entrepreneur, whatever that looks like for you, we can all relate to getting to the bag and that hustle grind mentality, as well
Yeah.
as the struggles and I guess the benefits that come along with it.
Yeah. So what's your definition of the bag? What's the bag for you?
Well, the definition of the bag for me is money. I mean, if we're being technical, it's
I
money.
guess, but I think some people, I don't know, maybe some people interpret the bag differently, especially because we're in such a social media culture. I think that sometimes maybe some people take status or popularity in exchange for money, and they think that that's the bag. I don't, to me, it definitely is money or
Mm-hmm.
assets.
Yeah,
But again, we're not speaking for the masses. We're just trying to, define right now what the bag
what the
is, and
bag
and
is.
that's kind of something different for everyone.
Yeah,
So now that we got that out the way,
let's talk about
let's
it.
talk about it.
Um, I mean, getting to the bag for me is literally just working. I mean, that's what it means for me. Like when I'm getting to the bag, I literally have my head down and I'm just working. It's like a grind, and it's just me trying to just accumulate revenue and income and money.
Hmm.
That's getting to the bag. Um and I can't get there without that. Like,
Yeah, I guess for me, getting to the bag is a process. It's not always the final thing where I get this thing in exchange for money.
mhm,
But it's a process. Sometimes it's not always the immediate. It could be educating myself. It could be trainings. It could be going to events. You know what I mean? It could be all these things that are building up to getting to the final thing, which is
yeah,
money, or like I said earlier, an asset. Because sometimes it's not just as
like a
simple as
grind.
a transaction, right?
Mhm,
To just say, okay, I'm doing this, I'm grinding, bam, at the end of the week, Friday, I'm gonna have $5,000. It's not always that transactional for me. Sometimes there's multiple things that I need to do in order to get to that final destination. And it is a grind.
yeah.
It is.
I like that though. I like that because you're right. I mean, it's not just like, I think what I explained was like the hustle part of it, where it's just like you just constantly getting at it. But yours, which also is very true and relevant, is that there's a process to even sometimes getting to the hustle part of it. Like, what does that hustle look like? Because
Yeah.
obviously we're not just trying to be chasing,
Mm-mm.
you know what I mean?
And
So,
even I guess in certain industries that we work in,
hmm,
who who are you hustling it to? Who are you hustling towards? You gotta find those people or put yourself in that network or do whatever that is to do to get to even get to the hustle,
yeah,
right? Or you got to educate yourself so that once you get to that point, you are knowledgeable and you know what to do with these people, right?
hmm,
Because we know so many people in certain industries or whatever it is, even if they have a product, but it's not a quality product, or
right.
they don't know what they're talking about, or they don't know. So then what is the hustle for?
Mm,
So I think it definitely can be a process, and it depends. I'm sure it's based on if somebody's doing t-shirts, then
right.
it's different. You got your
Yeah.
product, your hustle is this, and you're gonna have your money right there.
Hmm.
Um, I just don't think ours is that
It's not
simple.
that simple. You're right,
Mm-hmm.
because everything is a process to getting to the bag. Um, but what I do also believe and feel is that this new like world we're in, like the culture kind of like seems to glorify the excessive grind, like
Yeah.
that 24/7, just always getting to it, like no sleep, no,
Mm-hmm.
like they kind of glorify that, and I personally don't. Like
Yeah.
I personally see getting to it as like I want it to come to me, if that makes sense.
No, it
Like
definitely
I don't
makes
want to be
sense.
trying to get to it all the time.
Mm-mm.
I want it to come to me. So I spend a lot of time trying to put things in place, and a lot of the businesses or the things that I do, I'm like looking for that residual, that
Mm-hmm.
passive income, because I don't want to be trying to get to it all the
Me
time. Like I
either.
want to enjoy my life, and I want it to still come though.
But I think even that is a process in growing in yourself and growing as an entrepreneur, even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you have a corporate job or
Mm-hmm.
a job, is growing in your role to understand that. Because even if you work a 40-hour week, right, for a company, if you're that person that's always working overtime, you're working 60 hours a week, you're just grinding, 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 sometimes you think that that is the key to promotion or that's the key
Mm-hmm.
until you mature and learn that it's quality sometimes over quantity. It's not
Mm-hmm.
always the amount of hours you work, but what you're bringing to the table, or just even forget about the money, forget about the bag,
Mm-hmm.
your overall well-being. Because if you're doing 60 hours a week but then you got to take off a month because you're
You're
sick,
sick or
it
mm-hmm.
doesn't really make sense. And for us as entrepreneurs, it really doesn't make sense. Like, you definitely have to learn
Mm-hmm.
balance, because you will be so off balance. You know that.
Yeah.
From just working all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else in your life will suffer. Your family, your relationships, your health, like all of these things will suffer just because you're in grind mode. You trying to stay up all night. We've done it
Mm-hmm.
a million times, staying up all night, working, trying to get stuff done, and da da da. You don't even know your days are running together. You ain't been out the house in like 3 days,
Yep.
da 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 da, and then you turn around and you're sick.
Yeah.
So,
And that's how I am. And I mean, I'm thankful that I'm not there anymore. Like I've learned how to like set some boundaries for just business and my personal life and things like that. But I could say like when I worked a corporate job and being a full-time entrepreneur, that clearly is a mindset thing. I
mm-hmm,
think it's more like a mindset, and it's just something that's kind of in us, because when I worked for the bank, I would work till like 1 in the morning, 2 in the
yeah,
morning.
me
Like it was
too.
something that I just did, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? And then being an entrepreneur, when I first got started, I felt like I had to.
yeah.
So I would literally probably get like no lie, like 3 hours of sleep a day, because it was like I can't miss no clients,
Mm-hmm.
I can't miss no money. I need to be available for the business.
And I won't lie, I think that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I definitely think for a period of time in your business in the beginning, you have to.
Well, I think so
Because,
too. I
yeah,
agree.
you have to. Like, if you don't, and you don't have money, if you have money to hire help, different.
That part.
But if you're just trying to get something off the ground, it's like a newborn,
It is.
right? Like, when you have a newborn baby, you don't sleep, really.
You
You
don't.
basically sleep when they sleep, but you're always up. They are up every, what, 2-3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with a business.
It
It's like a
is.
newborn. You have to grind. You have to nurture it. You have to put your all into it, or it's not going to get to that stage where you can start to build up balance, or say, okay, I'm at this point where I want it to come to me, or I got some stuff set up where I could get some residual. That takes time, and that's just being realistic,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, you gotta definitely be willing to put in that initial, because yeah,
And
it.
I think that it needs to be, I mean, I would say, to each their own, everybody's going to run their businesses the way they do. But having started from the beginning and, running a business for over 5 years, I could say that the advice that I wish I had when I started, I mean, it ended up happening, but I didn't, it's something that just happened naturally. But I
Mm-hmm.
wish that I had someone to speak to tell me, have a plan for what that build up looks like, and make sure that that the goal at some point is to be able to not have to trade off
Time for money.
time for money, time for freedom, time for family, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever that looks like. Because some
And
people
that
just
too,
don't
like
have it.
what you're just saying, everyone's goal, I guess, in their business is different. Some
Mm-hmm.
people are just purely doing it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
As far as me, I never got into it for the money. Of course, I like
Yeah, not
revenue.
just for that, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I appreciate the freedom. I appreciate the flexibility. I appreciate the ability to be able to balance, because sometimes when you're working for someone else, you can't. You have to go by their rules, their structure,
their structure, their
right?
time schedule.
Yeah. So for me, I would rather make 80,000 on my own and have the balance and the freedom than to make 150,000 have to be tied to someone's desk from 8 to 5. You know what I mean? 40 hours a week. Like, I would rather, because I just like that. I like my freedom. I like to be able to take care of myself when need be. If I need to pour more into myself now, like, at a certain time, and have to step back a little bit, or if I need to be there for my family or my kids, I like that.
Yeah, because what's the point of earning all the money if you can't enjoy it?
Exactly.
Like, you can make money all day and it'd be nice to say, I got, all this money in my account or whatever that looks like. But unless your main goal of building up all that money that we know we can't take with us is because you have a plan to leave some stuff behind or whatever, then it's like, what is the point of generating all that money and that income and that revenue if you can't enjoy it?
Right.
That's just, I don't know. So with that being said, let's talk about some of the trade-offs, right? So we got money, and money's always going to be there. So we got money, but what about money versus, we talked about time and freedom. So which is more important to you and why?
I mean, we know money, time and freedom.
Time and freedom.
Time and freedom is more important to me because it's just time. First of all, you can always make money. You can always find a way to make money. That's how I feel. But time is something that you cannot get back. It's like, once it's done, it's done. You can't go back. You can't recapture it. Just think about in perspective of your kids, right? Like, when they're that age, they're that age. Once it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Once they're grown, they're grown. You can't reverse it and be like, oh, well, now I got time. Now I could go to your games.
It's like, I'm 25, Mom.
It's over, right? Like, it's over. Yeah. So I would rather have my time and my freedom, than the money. Like, I actually, like, now that I'm a little bit more mature, like, I kind of envy women that were able to, like, stay home with their kids all the way up to, like, kindergarten, because I feel like those first 5 years, that time is really, like, I stayed home with the twins for a year, but that time is like, you never get that time back, and it builds so much with them that, like, if you are able to have that time with them, they go to school, like, ahead. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a magical.
And see, when I had I never experienced being home with them. Ever. Like, when I had my oldest, I went back to work 6 weeks. When I had my son, I went back to work. Actually, I went back 4 weeks because I just had to.
But so think about that in regards to now, like, all the freedom that you have. Like, if they were here, you could just be working from home and they'd be right there. If they were like infants, you understand what I'm saying? It's a different lifestyle to be able to have that freedom.
Agreed. Yeah. And then I think too, like, number 2 is health. Like, when you're constant, like you said it earlier, when you're constantly just chasing the bag, getting to the bag and all that. Like, I know for me, I'm just naturally a hustler. Like, I naturally love to just work. I'm just a worker bee. But my body tells me when I'm doing too much. Like, and that's by way of sick.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really get sick too often at all, but when I'm like really getting to it, it's like I can be locked in for weeks, for months at a time, just going hard. And my body will always be like, girl.
Yes, that'll be the days when you text me like, I've been in bed all day.
I've been working from couch. That means me still trying to work, sitting on the couch. But it's like, it's like my body says, you need to relax, you need to rest, because if my body don't tell me to do it, I just won't. Like, I just keep going. So,
and it's crazy that we're in that culture too, where we feel guilty for doing that. Like, sometimes if I stay in the bed all day, I'll be feeling bad. I'm like, dang, I ain't do nothing all day. It's like, so what? Like, okay.
But you have to tell yourself so what, because that's how it be. But I lay in the bed, I'm telling you, when I lay in the bed, sometimes I have those mornings, and I'm not sick or anything. It's just, I don't really have nothing on my schedule. So it's like, what are you getting up for? Because I'm that person that's going to get up and find something to do. It's like, girl, relax.
Yes.
Watch the news, watch the show, whatever, have your coffee if you want, and just relax. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we're hard on ourselves for relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, what you relaxing for? It's something that you could be doing.
Yes.
It's money that you could be making. And it's like, you know what? To my point earlier, that's why I want the money to come to me, because when I'm laying there sometimes, I will get that text saying payment from, like, look at that. I ain't even have to do nothing.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad though. I'm glad that we've grown to the point where we're more intentional about self-care, about our health, about taking a break. I think it's important. I don't think it's something that we're taught. I definitely don't think it's something that we taught or that we necessarily have seen. Because even when I think about my grandmom or my mom and them, like I just always seen them doing stuff, even if it was just stuff around the house. Like I never really just seen them just resting or laying in the bed or going to the spa or the stuff that we do.
Yeah.
Or just intentionally going to the gym. Like, you know, I'm going to take this time for myself. I'm just going to sit here and read a book. I never really seen them doing that. They were always doing some type of task. If it was cooking, cleaning, you know what I mean? Like it was always something. And that is taxing.
Yeah.
That's taxing.
But I think that's why too, we probably, I know, like for me personally, that's why I am the way I am. Because like when I seen my mom resting, it was because she was between shifts. So that rest wasn't true rest. It was just like, I'm getting a nap before I go back to the grind again. And that's like all I really seen. But to your point, I feel like our generation, I never even probably heard of the spa when I was growing up as a kid.
I did like on TV, like the soap
like on TV and stuff. But I never, like, my mom never ever said the word spa in my household, like ever. So it wasn't something that, especially not Black women, I didn't know any of my friends' moms that was like, oh, spa day this weekend, or just anything that was really self-care related, except the salon, the hair salon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, my mom they would get their hair done. I don't even think they got their nails done, like not like how we do.
My mom didn't know. Let's be real. I feel like nail salons, especially like the Asian nail salons, probably had just came to, like, became popular
in what, like the 90s, you think?
Probably in the 90s, because I remember.
We'll have to research.
Yeah, we're gonna research.
Or y'all tell us.
Because I don't remember my mom like getting her nails done when I was a little kid. But we'll get off topic. But I like, let's talk about the illusions of success, right? So social media is obviously a big thing. I'm sure like a lot of our viewers and our subscribers follow us on social media, maybe our personal pages, our business pages, whatever may have you. And I mean, we both travel a lot. So you might see that a lot. When I'm as a real estate agent, I'm always posting when I'm happy and my closings and all that kind of stuff. So it can kind of give you an illusion at times that there is no burnout here, that there is no stressful moments, that
or
there
no fails.
No fails.
And
right.
That is not the truth. Like, listen, I will be the first one right now to say that I am going through a season. I'm so happy though. Like, I'm so grateful for all of it, because there's always learning lessons in all of these things, and good thing for us that we've matured in our businesses to the point where the loss is, even if it is a loss, it's not like a huge loss.
It's not a debilitating loss. Right. It's like, you understand that it comes with that.
Yes.
You got ups, you got downs. And we are both here to tell you that we experience those times. We experience stress. Deals fall through. Clients, go through things, and we go through things with clients. Like, it's just the nature of business.
It is. Or just slow times.
Yeah.
There are certain times that things are just going on that it's just slow, and those are things that you have to prepare for. But to your point, there's an illusion that they're getting to the bag, like they got it. Like,
or even people that are getting to the bag, like other people, not just us, but like people that appear to be extremely successful, which they may be, but
you don't know their story.
Those people probably got some things that you could never imagine that's going on behind the scenes.
Yes, or have taken losses. Like, that is a part of being in the game. You can't be in the game and think you're going to always be winning. It's just not even logical. You're not going to always be winning. Everything is not going to always be up. It's just not. So you just have to prepare yourself for those rough times. That's the best that you could do. And just stay grateful, stay understanding that this tide is going to change. Let me prepare myself now for when it does change. right? So then I can go back into grind, because it might be slow.
Mm-hmm.
You got all this extra time, right? And what you about to do with that time? Just spend up your money? No, but that could be a time where you prepare,
Mm-hmm.
or come up with other ideas, or you might have to start another business or
That
start
part,
something
yeah,
else,
or find another, yeah.
right? But there's a huge illusion that this entrepreneur lifestyle is just so glamorous. It's just such the thing to do. Everybody is not built to be an entrepreneur.
No, they're not.
Right? It's very difficult. If I'm being honest, it's very difficult. You don't have a
there's no boss, right? You're your own boss, so it's like a lot of discipline involved. There's no job aid per se to say here's exactly how you do your job. It's no, you gotta, and so the discipline is very it's just a major thing. Yeah. But
and then even with that too, and then I'm not gonna stick on it too tough,
no,
but with every industry, there's multiple people that are doing the same thing as you. So you have to make yours special. And what's special about yours? You, right? So you have to incorporate you into everything you do, which can be taxing, because I have to put myself into this, right? I have to incorporate myself into my whole business and make it something that is different, make it something unique that is income, kind of way. Right, income producing, and all these things. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yes, and all of those things are not things that you see on social media. Nobody is documenting when your real estate deal didn't, you know what I mean, or when you gotta sell something because it's just horrible and it's not going right, or when nobody is posting the losses. Everybody is posting the wins, the this,
and it's funny because that's when I do though. Like I do, and I make it a point to post like the difficulties that I experience, because I'm like, listen, not only just because it's just reality and I don't want to make ever seem like my life is perfect, but also because for what I do anyway, let's talk about real estate. There's other people that are looking to be realtors. So many people join the business and think it's just going to be this perfect thing, or it's just the funnest thing. It's like, yes, it's fun. It's an amazing business, but it's also real stuff that goes on, and you need to really know what you're getting yourself into. So it's like, share it all. Like, why not? But real quick, so let's give 30 seconds each on a time that we turned down money to keep peace.
Okay. A time I turned down money to keep peace. Ooh, I got a couple. So there was a real estate deal that was brought to me to see a property. It was like an investment. The person was selling it, so I would have made a significant amount of money. However, the realtor on the deal was a friend of mine, and she wanted to basically work both ends of the deal. And I felt like I could have done it and I could have made money, but I felt like it would have come between our friendship, because I felt a way about it. I did. So in order to just kind of like keep the peace, I just did not indulge in it at all. I kind of just stepped away from it. That's one example.
Okay.
And then another example is when I said no. There was a family member that wanted me to do a group trip for her and her friends, and I turned it down, which it would have been a good bag for me. But I turned it down because I felt like, again, it would disrupt my peace. I think sometimes family have unrealistic expectations of you. They want white glove service and they want a discount. They just want too much. And for me, I prefer my peace. So I would just refer you to somebody else and let it go. So that's fine. That's two for me.
So yeah, mine is like being an entrepreneur. I obviously can choose who I want to work with. I don't have to work with who I don't want to. So if I have somebody, like I had a client one time, I did formed a couple of businesses for them in the past, and they became difficult. and they came back to me to ask me to provide service to them again, and I was just like, no, like literally, I don't care about how much I could charge you. I don't care about how much you're willing to pay.
Right.
My peace is compromised. My peace was already compromised because you got in the way of that. So I just turned it down. I'm just like, all money ain't good money.
It's
All
not.
money is not good money. And I am not going to sacrifice my peace for a check, because for me, the way I think about it is I don't know what may come
On the
from this.
back
And if I'm
end.
already having a bad feeling, that's anything in life, not even
Mm-hmm.
just business. If I have a bad feeling, then I'm gonna go ahead and go with that, and I'm gonna pay
Yeah.
attention to that, and that's what I did. So
You should, and that's that. Sometimes when you go against your judgment,
mhm.
it's like all this stuff comes on the back end. You might wind up getting a poor review
Yeah.
from them,
Yep.
or it just becomes all the, and you're like, I should have just left that where it was. I
Mhm.
should have just not, initially, when you have a bad vibe with somebody, or you're just not a good mix, and
Yeah.
everybody's just not for you,
For
and
you.
you're not
Yeah.
for everybody. And that's a great lesson. I'm glad
Mhm.
we talked about that. So
I'm glad we talked about this in general, and we'll definitely cover this topic again in the future. But I just want to pose it out there to our viewers. Like, what is your definition of the bag? Respond in the comments and let us know what your definition of the bag is, and then also give us your perspective on um, the bag versus peace, and if you have any experiences where you had to kind of give up money to maintain your peace, because we know that we're not the only ones that go through that. So
mm-hmm.
please share,
Yeah.
and you already know, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for tuning in. Any
Yeah,
final
thanks for
words
tuning
about
in. And now you basically said it all. I think that, like you said, in summary, there's always a trade-off for anything in life. You definitely have to prioritize,
it? Mm-hmm.
know what's important to you. I mean, if the financial gain is the most important thing to you, then so be it. If your health is the most important thing to you, then so be it. But it's definitely, in my opinion, a balancing act, which, like anything in life, definitely try to make sure you're balanced. We look forward to hearing your comments on your experience with this. I'm sure people have multiple experiences with this. Have you had to sacrifice things to get to your money, even if
Mm-hmm.
it's not in entrepreneurship, even if it's in your career? Have you had to sacrifice your relationship? Have you had to sacrifice time with your kids to progress in your career? We want to hear your comments. So hit the comment. There's the button right down
Yeah,
there.
that one. That one.
Right down the bottom.
Yeah.
Share with us your experience.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next
Next
time.
time.